Hi, everybody, and happy September. I want to do a bit of a channel update, and I'm going to say right up front that this is completely unscripted, okay? But yeah, happy September and happy Subtember to anyone that watches me on Twitch. Of course, September being September, there are discounts on Twitch subs. And thank you also to anyone that has ever supported me or will ever consider it, whether it be through Twitch subs or cheering, or even via like my direct PayPal link, which I'll leave in the description. In fact, there's a few links I'm going to leave in the description of this video. But yeah, I wanted to do a channel update because those of you that have watched my streams lately will know that a few things have changed IRL in real life. That does impact the kinds of things I will stream going forward, at least in terms of like what I stream and how soon after certain like games release, for example. So yeah, again, if you have been regularly tuning into the streams lately, you'll know that I now have agency carers in place to facilitate my needs as a disabled person. Of course, no care is free. And as a result of that, essentially, and I knew this day would come eventually, but with the cost of games these days, and of course, like if you look back and account for inflation, you can argue that there's a lot of value and certainly when you compare to some of the old game cartridges, you know, games are cheaper than they have been at certain points in history, depending on what games we're talking about here. Obviously, in the 90s, RPGs on cartridge in particular, I know were very expensive, and of course, in the used game market, continue to be. But yeah, that's not my point. Gaming is expensive enough that with my current circumstances, it's essentially changed how I'm going to prioritize which games I buy, how soon I play them, stuff like that. And as a result, that's also going to impact, what I stream and how soon after release. It's a knock-on thing because I love sharing my hobby of gaming on stream. I love hanging out with you guys on Twitch and then zipping that over to YouTube for people to enjoy. And yeah, the reality is how things are now and how pricey new games are, it is going to change what I buy and when in terms of games. It just is. So, luckily, though, it's almost like I've been preparing for this moment all my life because I have a massive backlog of games, and I'm also a very savvy shopper. When there's a good deal, like on a game or indeed anything, and it's something that I know I want, and if I can afford that deal, I will get it. So what that's meant is that there's a great big backlog of stuff that I haven't even started yet that I'm looking forward to streaming someday. That I absolutely will, and yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Um, but the other thing about this channel update that I wanted to mention is I'm very sorry for what happened in my stream 2000. Which was yesterday. I'm recording this on the 1st of September 2025, and last night I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile 2, and yeah, I decided to do that for my stream 2000 because historically, whenever I've hit a big stream milestone, I've got the Boost Gang together, and we do have a YouTube channel now. The Boost Gang is basically the name for my circle of friends. We all refer to each other as the Boost Gang. We have great times together. We even have a YouTube channel now, and I'm going to link that in the description of this video as well. But yeah, typically we've got together, we've all played Monopoly and stuff. Now, I still want to do something with them. And because it's the year 2025, I had the idea of maybe we can get together and celebrate Stream 2025 in the year 2025 and do something special. Hopefully that happens. But here's the thing, because of my care, and sometimes the timing of it moves around, we may just have to celebrate over 2,000 streams on twitch.tv/Portessa just as and when we can. So leave it with me. I'll get something together. But yeah, I wanted to apologize for the Stream 2000 that I had last night because I was playing Path of Exile 2 on PlayStation 5, and basically I was having audio issues that I'm happy to say the devs at Grinding Gear Games, they are aware of. They're going to fix it, and when they do, my playthrough will resume. But I am going to wait until they fix it before I do. But like I said, I got a massive backlog of other games. I recently started Metal Gear Solid Delta because that recently released. And so, you know, maybe I'll resume that while I wait for the Path of Exile patch. But yeah, this was just a quick video to basically set some viewer expectations. I'm not going to be buying every new game that releases going forward. And even the ones that I do, I'm mainly going to prioritize things with multiple modes of content. So, you know, single player campaign that I'll do a playthrough of, but then games that have co-op and multiplayer as well, where you know you come for the single player campaign, but you stay for the multiplayer that you can potentially enjoy for years. That's why when I picked up and played Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 in a sale, really glad I did that because first of all, it was awesome to play the campaign with my nephew, Freelancer Alpha, you know, for the main story. But I love that there's other operations to do. There's a multiplayer mode, and now there's the siege survival mode and stuff like that. So when I am, you know, looking at a game release, I'm basically going to be looking at the whole package holistically, and obviously only getting a game if I can afford to do so. But yeah, I'll be a lot more selective about what games I buy purely because with how my day-to-day life is now, I'm just gonna have to be more selective going forward. That being said, I'm always open to suggestions. If you pop by my Twitch chat, twitch.tv/Portessa, you're always welcome there, and you're welcome to suggest games for me to play. I will let you know if I own them or not. And if not, know that anything I ever get from Twitch will go back into investing in the kinds of things you want to see. So if I'm ever eventually able to buy the game that you suggest, and most importantly, of course, if it's also a game I want to play, I absolutely will still consider doing that. I'm just letting you all know that from the funds that I have freely available, you know, obviously this new care bill has lowered that amount somewhat, or well, care bills, because it's going to be a monthly thing. Again, my responsibility, not yours. Everything will be fine. But yeah, like any bill in life, it's just going to reduce what income I have free to spare on games and things. So that's where any kind of subsidy through Twitch or indeed my PayPal link, if anyone did want to donate directly, you're more than welcome to. But I want to make one thing super clear before I end this video. I don't expect it. You guys have already given me so much over the last 5 years plus that, yeah, I only would want you to contribute anything, whether it be a single bit on Twitch or a sub or a gift sub. As a reminder, I'm recording this on the 1st of September 2025. It's September on Twitch all month long. So there's discounts. It's cheaper for you to sub during September than any other month in the year. So that's awesome. But yeah, please only sub or gift sub or share or donate via PayPal if you want to. But you can be assured that anything that you ever give me will get reinvested into the Twitch channel, this YouTube channel, be it gear or games that you'd like to see me play. And again, I want to thank you all so much for absolutely everything. All right. I think that'll do it. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you in the next stream. All right. Bye.